हेलो, प्रणाम, नमस्कार। पंचतत्व गर्ल एक सोच एक आवाज एक बार फिर से आपके साथ और आप सुन रहे हैं ड्रैगन तत्व टॉक्स माय ग्रीन पॉडकास्ट। आज थोड़ी देर पहले ही एक न्यूज पढ़ी which says that spirulina, which is rich in vitamins and minerals, is a type of blue-green algae commonly used as a dietary supplement that you may have mixed into a drink as a powder or taken in a tablet when you were on a health kick. Now, researchers have used it to create a bioplastic that will degrade in your compost bin in the same amount of time it takes for a banana peel to break down. Now that's the news. So we use plastics in many situations because they are durable and cheap to make. But they are also everywhere in the environment because they persist for years when we are done with them. While bioplastics are a step in the right direction, they often have to be processed in commercial composting facilities which aren't accessible to everyone. So जब हम बात करते हैं कंपोस्टिंग की, आजकल ऑफ कोर्स कंपोस्टिंग आई थिंक हमारे इंडिया में तो कई सालों से चली आ रही है। इट्स नॉट अ न्यू थिंग, इट्स जस्ट दैट वी हैव टू बी लिटिल बिट अवेयर कि हम अपने वेट कचरे को थोड़ा सा अलग रखते हैं। जो बनाना पील्स है, फ्रूट पील्स है, वेजिटेबल पील्स है, चाय पत्ती है, इस सबको एक जगह इकट्ठा करते हैं एंड बाय फॉलोइंग अ सर्टेन प्रोसेस वी आर एबल टू कंपोस्ट इट। कंपोस्टिंग के भी कई तरीके होते हैं। यस, ऑफ कोर्स, ऐसा नहीं है कि सिर्फ आपने उठाया एंड रख दिया। देयर कैन बी वेज टू डू इट, यू कैन बी गुड एट इट, यू कैन गो रॉन्ग एट इट ऑल्सो। सो सिर्फ कंपोस्टिंग ही नहीं, अभी एक छोटी सी न्यूज मैंने और भी पढ़ी कि इस समय जुलाई में जो इतनी ज्यादा बारिश हुई है, then we have to think about rainwater harvesting also because ये जो floods आ रहे हैं, this is because reason of the global warming, climate change. So ये सारी की सारी चीजें, call it the rains, call it composting, call it waste management, ये सारी चीजें हमें एक ही चीज की तरफ अवेयर करती हैं और वो है कि हमें अपने अंदर अपनी जो चीजें हम खरीदते हैं उसको लेकर कॉन्शियस होना है। यही नहीं, हम जो फेंकते हैं, दैट इज व्हाट वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट, द वेस्ट व्हिच वी आर टेकिंग आउट ऑफ द हाउस, वी नीड टू बी लिटिल अवेयर ऑफ इट कि हम उसको रीयूज कैसे कर सके, रिसाइकिल कैसे कर सके। देन किसी भी चीज को वाइजली यूज करना, रिड्यूस करना, ये सब करने के लिए ऑफ कोर्स हम सोचते तो बहुत हैं बट कई बार हम करते नहीं हैं बिकॉज मे बी लैक ऑफ मोटिवेशन, मे बी लैक ऑफ रिसोर्सेस और मे बी लैक ऑफ वे टू डू इट। बिकॉज मेरे से भी पिछले 2 सालों से जब से मैं इको पॉडकास्टिंग कर रही हूँ, मुझे कई लोगों ने पूछा, अरे वाह, तुम तो इको ब्लॉगर हो, तुम क्या करते हो? मैं कुछ अलग नहीं करती हूँ, मैं करती वही हूँ जो हम डेली लाइफ में करते हैं। इट्स नॉट अ रॉकेट साइंस, यू डोंट हैव टू गो आउट टू डू एनीथिंग, इट्स जस्ट बीइंग अवेयर। अब मैं ये बात क्यों कर रही हूँ कि जब मैंने आपसे कहा कि कई बार हम अवेयर नहीं होते हैं, ऐसे में आते हैं हमारे सामने कुछ ऐसे लोग जो कि इस लेवल पे ये काम कर रहे हैं। They are making us aware of doing all these sustainable, eco-friendly things. They are helping us with their ways and activities and teaching us कि हम कैसे अपनी डेली लाइफ में छोटी छोटी चीजों में चेंजेस ला सकते हैं। Be it carrying the plastic bottles, be it carrying the reusable bag, be it composting, be it आपके वेस्ट का सेग्रीगेशन, छोटी छोटी चीजों में हम किस तरह से इसे कर सकते हैं, ये हमारे समाज में मौजूद कई ऐसे लोग हैं जो हमें रोज ही अवगत कराते हैं। और समाज सेवा ये कोई अलग से कार्य नहीं होता है, बट ऑब्वियसली मनुष्य अपने कर्तव्य को अपनी शक्ति के अनुसार ईमानदारी से पूर्ण करता चला जाए तो यही उसकी समाज सेवा है। अगेन बिकॉज उसमें भी लोगों को लगता है ओ वो तो कुछ अलग करते होंगे। जी नहीं। तो मैं अगर ये सब आज बात कर रही हूँ तो वो इसलिए बिकॉज आज मेरे साथ है Dr. Aarti Bhandare, who is dentist by qualification, and she is the face behind Amulya Boondh Foundation. अब अमूल्य बूंद फाउंडेशन क्या करता है ये जानने के लिए चलिए हम बात करते हैं आरती जी से, who will be on our Green Tatwa Talks today. Let's welcome Dr. Aarti to Green Tatwa Talks. Hello, Dr. Aarti.
Hi, good afternoon. How are you?
I'm good. So good to have you.
Thank you for having me over.
And let me tell you, Dr. Aarti is such a passionate person, I must say, कि उनसे मेरी बात बहुत ज़्यादा पहले नहीं हुई थी, but she agreed to do this podcast in a very short period of time. I'm really thankful for her to be on the show. So guys, इससे पहले हम आगे बढ़े, a bit about अमूल्य बूंद फाउंडेशन, जो कि मैं थोड़ा बहुत जानती हूँ कि अमूल्य बूंद फाउंडेशन was started in 2019, 24 July 2019. It is a private non-profit company which was registered in Belgaum, Karnataka for environmental and sustainable lifestyle awareness. So Aarti ji is the face behind it, जो कि इसमें बहुत सारे काम करते हैं, be it reusing and recycling of clothes, be it switching to biodegradable steel plates, be it the segregation of waste, be the wet waste management, a bit information and awareness about the rainwater harvesting, and there is a list of things that Dr. Aarti has been undertaking under this foundation. So Aarti ji, before I begin, what made you start Amulya Boondh and how did you find this name? मुझे नाम बहुत अच्छा लगा, अमूल्य बूंद. So of course बूंद है तो I'm sure ये आपका कुछ वाटर से भी जुड़ा हुआ है, जो आपने शायद सोचा होगा अपने इस सस्टेनेबल जर्नी में. तो उसके बारे में बताइए कि what made you start अमूल्य बूंद?
So in 2015, I have not forgotten the year when it had not rained in Belgaum. Not only in Belgaum, but पूरे देश में बारिश नहीं हुई थी. I think people have already forgotten it, but I couldn't forget because in my small city, Belgaum, there were tankers doing the rounds more than ambulances.
Oh.
There was much less water and nobody seemed bothered about it. और मेरे घर में पानी था. Luckily, we had water, but we had no enough water to share. तो जब लोगों ने हमसे पानी मांगा for the first time in my life, I had to say no to water. Not drinking water, of course, but when they asked for the domestic uses, I had to say, no, we don't have that much water. So मुझे लगा, let me start providing water. तो सबसे पहले we start thinking कि we have money, let's start buying water and let's start distributing. So उस time I realized that there will be a day जब the most amount of money that even the biggest politicians or the biggest businessmen of the entire world will not be able to buy because water cannot be processed or produced or manufactured in a lab. तब मेरी बात समझ में आई that I cannot be just giving money for buying tankers. I have to start teaching people how to save or conserve water. There was one small incident which I always tell everybody on every podcast because it's a very, very important thing or an important point. So there was a small place near my city, एक village था where I went to distribute water. We gave them 200 liters water in a barrel. जैसे ही we went from there, we got videos of the people using that drinking water to wash their house.
Okay.
So we went back to that place and we asked them कि इतना, we spent around 1500 for that tanker. और आप लोग you are just washing the house with it. That washing can wait. So he said that we have a jatra. Jatra is like a small. You must have heard about jatra.
Right.
And they said that if we do not clean the house, if we do not wash the idols, तो भगवान हम पे नाराज होंगे और भगवान हमारे घर आएंगे नहीं. So I saw people giving more importance to idols of God rather than the nature या water which is God's creation.
Absolutely.
So this was the mentality of people. मतलब उनके दिमाग में ये नहीं था that water is going to save you, so you better use it for drinking instead of washing your house with it. So then I realized the need for awareness. So उसी क्षण I stopped just spending money and giving water, ready-made water देना मैंने बंद किया. And I started awareness. So I started going to schools. रास्ते पे लोग मिलते थे गणपति के टाइम पे पेंडॉल्स पे जाके I used to beg people कि give me like 15-20 minutes to talk to you about water. So if you've seen my profile, you will see places, temple ho या फिर whether it's raining and I'm standing under a tree talking to people, telling them कि पानी save करो. These are the methods. So this is how it began. And for 4 years, I kept doing it until 2019 when I realized that my well-wishers told me कि बस ऐसे करोगी तो you will not reach many people. So like NGO set up करो. But then there is one catch here that NGOs मतलब आजकल the moment you say NGO they say हाँ पैसे खाने वाले लोग. So whenever you must have heard this because of few NGOs, बहुत NGOs का नाम खराब हो गया. So now when I go for donation and when I say I belong to an NGO, तो बोलते नहीं we don't have money. तो मैं बोलती no, I have not come for that. I have come for a totally different thing. So my fight started from there, that I had to change the image that people have about a non-profit organization. But I wanted to chair a non-profit organization, because when you have a platform, you can reach a bigger crowd. You can do a lot of activities which otherwise single-handedly या फिर without a platform आप नहीं कर सकते. For example, so you called me on this podcast today not as Dr. Aarti Bhandare. You called me as Amulya Boondh Foundation. So lot of doors open, funding आ सकता है, CSR मिल सकता है, and that is why I started this Amulya Boondh. The story behind Amulya Boondh is a drop of water. It's more precious than anything in the world. You can ask a person who comes out of the hospital, say general anesthesia lene ke baad, they don't give you water for 4 hours. And after 4 hours, that first drop of water that falls on your tongue feels like nectar. Right. So that is why I called it Boondh. But ये जो नाम था Boondh, it was not available for registration on the ministry website. That is why I had to make it Amulya Boondh. And ये idea मुझे इस वजह से आया because I used to always tell people water is amulya, means it is priceless, it is valuable. इसीलिए Amulya Boondh.
Wow, that's really so sweet and so wonderful. And I must say कि of course अमूल्य बूंद हम सिर्फ बोले तो हमें पता है कि वाटर के ड्रॉपलेट के लिए है, but having it under the name of this foundation for raising awareness, such a beautiful thought. And I'm so glad to know कि आपका ये thought process कई सालों से चल रहा है and you were the face behind bringing it ahead. And जैसा आपने अभी कहा, मुझे एक चीज आपकी बहुत अच्छी लगी जो आपने अभी कही कि at the time of Jatra, जहाँ you saw कि people are worshipping the idols and not the nature. Suddenly I don't know, when you were saying this, तो मुझे लगान पिक्चर का वो सीन याद आया when they are like praying for the water. And certainly हम पानी की महत्व को तब तक नहीं समझते हैं जब तक कि वो हमारे पास नहीं है. तब तक हमें लगता है अरे इट्स ओके, फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट है, कम पैसे हैं, बिग डील, क्या फर्क पड़ रहा है. So yes, इस थॉट प्रोसेस को, इस अवेयरनेस को ज्यादा लाने के लिए, बट ऑब्वियसली आप डॉक्टर आरती हैं, नो वंडर, बट यस अमूल्य बूंद, आई एम श्योर कि वो वर्ड भी एंड वो एसोसिएशन भी लोगों को ज्यादा जागरूक बनाने के लिए आपको हेल्प कर रहा है. So अभी जैसे आपने जैसे कहा कि अमूल्य बूंद and you are the face behind the अमूल्य बूंद. So guys, let me tell you कि before I tell you, एक छोटा सा कोट कि कोणीही चोरू शकणार नाही अशी संपत्ती कमवायचा प्रयत्न करा, ते म्हणजे नाव आणि इज्जत. And why I'm saying this right now, because Dr. Aarti has actually earned this name and earned this izzat because of Amulya Boondh, and not because of only Amulya Boondh, because of her thought process, because of her futuristic vision for this eco-friendly and sustainable cause. And to add on, let me tell you why I said this. She has achieved a Women Achievers Award in 2022 for environmental and sustainable lifestyle. So कोई wonder नहीं, मैंने आपके बारे में एक लाइन पढ़ी थी जब I was searching for you, that you are a one woman army, and you indeed are, and kudos to you, and more power and more strength to you, Dr. Aarti.
Thank you.
तो मुझे अब इसके बारे में थोड़ा सा बताइए कि what was this award was about, and like sustainable lifestyle, like what were the parameters and like what was the thing behind this? Like congratulations first of all, but इसके बारे में थोड़ा हमें बताइए.
So this is really very funny. Just before July 5th is celebrated as GST Day. And Karnataka, I think full India completed 5 years of GST. So Karnataka के जो income tax department, GST department था, they wanted to celebrate it. And every time they celebrate it by felicitating businessmen या CAs या फिर जिन्होंने ज़्यादा tax भरा है, या जिन्होंने ज़्यादा whatever. So they always celebrated it that way. But this time, because on 1st of July was Doctors Day and plus CA Day. So इसलिए उनको कुछ अलग करना था, and they were trying from entire North Karnataka कि कहाँ से मिले जो 5 लोग business, फिर startup, entrepreneurship, social service and environment. So this was the time when everybody files for their income tax returns. If you know this month, ये जो जुलाई का month है, we all file for our ITR. And मुझे एक दिन call आया, and you know these prank calls. I have been harassed by pranksters many times. तो मुझे एक दिन call आया, and she said, I am the assistant commissioner of the income tax department, Belgaum. और मैं उनको बोल रही हूँ कि look, मेरे पास मजाक के लिए टाइम नहीं है, and मैं स्कूल में हूँ, तो stop this nonsense. So she said, I am indeed the commissioner of the income tax department. I am like, stop it, I will complain against you. And then I hung up और फिर मैंने Truecaller पे check किया तो it was indeed from the income tax department. So then somebody else called me saying that Commissioner Madam ने phone किया था, Assistant Commissioner Madam ने, and she wanted to talk to you regarding something. तो मैं बोल रही हूँ I have filed my returns, मैंने कुछ fraud नहीं किया है, I have been a very honest taxpayer. So he is telling me, ma'am, she is calling you because she wants to felicitate you for this day, and then he explained the entire thing. I said, आपके मैडम को कैसे पता चला that I work for environment? So he gave the best answer ever. He said she came across one of your reels on Instagram.
Wonderful.
And she really liked it. Yeah. तो उनको बहुत पसंद आया. And one more thing he said which could make you feel very happy कि business women बहुत है, entrepreneurs बहुत है, social service करने वाले बहुत है. So we had to 10 names to 5 names we had to narrow down to one each. But when it came to environment, we could not find anybody else except Amulya Boondh Foundation. So
Wow.
I was extremely happy because not because I got the award, honestly. I was happy because in mainstream awards में environment भी आ गया. So I was happy because of that. Because everywhere you see it's either business, money and all these things. Glamour, fashion, environment का नाम कहीं नहीं आता है. So imagine environment also coming in one of the mainstreams. So that made me very happy. And the icing, the cherry on the cake was that I was representing that. So I was not chosen for business or जैसे you said नाम और इज्जत कमाना. That's the main thing. So पैसा कोई भी कमा सकता है.
True.
So for environment, me representing that award, that was it was one of the biggest things that happened in the course of Amulya Boondh's work since 2015, that a government department recognizing me, and not any paid awards जो आजकल दिखते हैं where they ask us to nominate ourselves, they give us the award and they ask us to pay money for it.
Right.
So this was an award where I did not buy it, I did not Vashila Lavli nahi or whatever. And somebody really recognized what I was doing and awarded me that. And that happened in front of very diggaj people, and one of them was the commanding officer of our military regiment here in Belgaum.
Oh, wow. That's really, really commendable. And certainly you are such a motivating person that you truly deserve it for all the work which you have been doing. So once again, kudos and congratulations for this award which you have got. Even if it was a funny story, but yes, it was a well-deserved one indeed. Okay. ओके अच्छा मुझे ये बताइए कि जब हम बात करते हैं अमूल्य बूंद तो सर्टेनली हम वाटर की बात कर रहे हैं. सो आर यू मेरी आपसे थोड़ी देर पहले जैसे बात हो रही थी. सो व्हाट आर योर व्यूज और व्हाट आर योर अवेयरनेस प्रोग्राम्स फॉर रेन वाटर हार्वेस्टिंग? व्हाई आई एम आस्किंग इज बिकॉज रेन वाटर हार्वेस्टिंग जितनी इजी दिखती है शायद उतनी इजी होती नहीं है. बिकॉज सेटअप कर लेना तो बहुत आसान है, बट उसको आगे बढ़ाना या उसको करते रहना थोड़ा सा मुश्किल होता है. बिकॉज इफ आई एम नॉट रॉन्ग यू हैड मेंशन कि उसके लिए कुछ थोड़ी सी स्किल्स तो भी हमें चाहिए होते हैं. So how do you spread awareness on that when it comes to rainwater harvesting?
Okay, तो suppose आज मुझे कुछ heart problem है, okay, there's God forbid, but if I have some heart problem, say कोई artery blocked है or whatever, so I go to a cardiologist, right? I will not go to a quack. I will not go to a physiotherapist. जो physiotherapist के पास जाते हैं, they have their own set of problems. जो dentist के पास, so you will not come, I will not go to a dentist and say कि you are also a doctor, so मेरा heart check कर लो. I will go to a cardiologist only because a cardiologist is well versed with arteries, veins, सब कुछ heart उनको सब पता होता है. So just like that, and I'm giving this analogy because that level of importance and skills are needed for rainwater harvesting. So what people do, rainwater harvesting मतलब उनको बस यही लगता है कि जो पानी ऊपर से आ रहा है just put it into the ground. तो जो ponds में या lakes में होता है वो rain water harvesting ही होता है. But when water comes in contact with any surface such as the roof of the house or the terrace of the house, तो ऐसा नहीं हो सकता that your terrace is absolutely clean. ऐसा नहीं हो सकता that the roofs are absolutely clean. Right. So when it gets mixed with that, when it gets it comes in contact with the terrace या फिर roof, वो pollute होता ही है, and it is not fit for drinking, and it is not fit for any other domestic purposes also. तो सिर्फ वो पानी आप बस जमीन में डालेंगे तो that is not called as rainwater harvesting. Rainwater harvesting in very simple terms is sending water back to where it came from. So
Right.
we have heard of the term called as underground water table. तो
Right.
अंडरग्राउंड वाटर टेबल से वो आया है ना, तो यू सेंड इट बैक देयर ओनली. तो हम लोग जब बोरवेल, वी इंस्टॉल अ बोरवेल, तो हम लोग सिर्फ 10 या 12 फीट नहीं जाते हैं अंदर. नाउअडेज तो 700-800 फीट जाने के बाद पानी लग रहा है.
बिल्कुल.
तो अगर हम लोग इतनी डेप्थ से पानी उठा सकते हैं, तो फिर उसको वहीं पर पहुंचाना इज कॉल्ड एज रेन वाटर हार्वेस्टिंग. एंड नॉट ओनली दैट, you have to send it in the same form that you picked it up from. So underground water table is very pure because it has those natural layers of rocks होते हैं, sand होता है. So it is really very very pure water. तो आपको उसी हालत में उसको पहुंचाना है, ना कि गंदा करके.
True.
So rain water harvesting, collection, filtration, storage and recharging the groundwater level are the 4 main things about rainwater harvesting. तो ये आपको प्लम्बर नहीं करके दे सकते. However good a plumber is, he will not be able to think like an engineer.
True.
तो होता क्या है, we are ready to spend lakh, 1.5 lakh for our iPhones, but when the engineer says that this is the design cost, this is the cost of the labor, this is the cost of the materials, this is the cost of that, my work, whatever. जो design में भी, it's lot of thinking. It's not very easy to just design a rainwater harvesting system. तो हम लोग उनसे डिजाइन ले लेते हैं, and because he charges a lot, हम लोग वो डिजाइन दे देते हैं प्लम्बर को.
Right.
And plumber cannot decode that, चाहे वो कितना ही अच्छा क्यों ना हो. So even if you're good, as good as me, can you extract the tooth?
No.
You cannot, because you have to be trained for that.
Absolutely.
तो बहुत जगह पे ऐसे होता है दैट ये लोग प्लम्बर से बनवा लेते हैं बिकॉज इंजीनियर ने कॉस्ट ज्यादा बोला. सो इधर दे डोंट पुट अ फिल्टर, इधर द वाटर सेंट इज नॉट वेरी डीप, या फिर वाटर जो स्लोप बनाया नहीं है रूफ पे, या स्लोप बनाया नहीं है जहाँ पे कलेक्शन होता है. सो वाटर गेट्स स्टैग्नेंट एंड रेन वाटर हार्वेस्टिंग विल फेल इन जस्ट 1 or 2 years.
Absolutely.
अगर if you do it correctly, trust me, there's a house in Bangalore of Mr. A.R. Shiv Kumar. उस घर का नाम है सौरभ. पिछले कितने ही सालों से उन लोगों ने कॉर्पोरेशन का एक ड्रॉप पानी नहीं खरीदा है.
Wow.
And I've seen the house. Yes. वो लोग सिर्फ रेन वाटर हार्वेस्टिंग पे ही अपना घर चलाते हैं. 3 of them stay in the house.
Wow. Okay. Great. And certainly, जैसे आपने कहा कि harvesting rainwater is a very clever way to save water, but we have to have the knowledge of doing it. And जैसा आपने कहा वही कि what is rainwater harvesting? So rainwater harvesting is simply that we should not let rainwater run away, but let it run to the earth again. That is what rainwater harvesting is all about. So yes, because water is not only an essential element to live a life, but it has many other uses, such as water used in household activities, gardening, bathing, drinking, irrigation, livestock, and so many. So I think this is really high time that we should think about the rainwater harvesting as the smartest way. And जैसा आपने बहुत अच्छा एग्जाम्पल दिया कि हम 1.5 लाख रुपए उस आईफोन या एक बड़े से गैजेट को खर्च करने के लिए लगाने को तैयार हैं, बट एक ऐसे सेटअप पे लगाने को तैयार नहीं है जो कि हमें सालों तक पानी बचा के हार्वेस्ट करके देखा, जिसका यूज हम खुद ही कर सकते हैं. ये चीज हम जल्दी रियलाइज नहीं कर रहे हैं. एब्सोल्युटली राइट. एंड so well said. So guys, please be aware, be conscious of what you are doing in your lives, and be conscious of the water which you are using. And if it is possible for you, अपने nearby engineer से बात कीजिए. You can even contact like Amulya Boondh Foundation, and there are many people who can give you awareness on कि आप किसे contact कर सकते हैं, कैसे कर सकते हैं. Rainwater harvesting बहुत रॉकेट साइंस नहीं है, लेकिन जहां आप करोड़ों का घर बना रहे हैं, वहां अगर आप एक छोटा सा स्टेप इस वाटर को हार्वेस्ट करने के लिए, उसको सेव करने के लिए कर सकते हैं, प्रिजर्व करने के लिए, सो आई थिंक दैट विल बी गोइंग टू सेव यू फॉर जनरेशंस एंड फॉर वाटर शॉर्टेज. सो इंडीड आपने बहुत अच्छी बात बताई एंड व्हेन आई वाज लाइक रीडिंग मोर अबाउट यू, तो फेसबुक पे आपके बारे में मुझे कई जगह ये लिखा हुआ ऑफ कोर्स मिला कि अमूल्य बूंद एंड डॉक्टर आरती इज डूइंग एक्सेप्शनल वर्क इन अवेयरनेस फॉर वाटर कंजर्वेशन एंड रेन वाटर हार्वेस्टिंग एंड नो वंडर आप इस तरह से ऑफ कोर्स सामने वाले को बताते हैं कि हाँ बंदी को समझ में आता है कि इट्स नॉट अबाउट ओनली कि हमने एक हार्वेस्टिंग का प्रोजेक्ट लगाना है, बट वो हमारे खुद के बेनिफिट के लिए है। वो रेन हार्वेस्टिंग का प्रोजेक्ट या कोई चीज अगर हम घर पे कर रहे हैं तो वो सबके लिए नहीं है, वो हमारे खुद के लिए है। ये चीज थोड़ी सी समझना हमारे लिए बहुत बहुत जरूरी है। सो वेल सेड आरती, रियली नाइस। ओके, आगे बढ़ते हैं। आपसे मुझे बात करनी है आपकी फेवरेट चीज की, जो मैंने अभी हमारा पॉडकास्ट शुरू होने से पहले हमने बात की थी कि आरती को सबसे ज्यादा क्या पसंद है। आरती सेड कि कंपोस्टिंग एनी टाइम। सो गाइस, कंपोस्टिंग हमें सबको पता है कि ओके कंपोस्टिंग की जाती है। कंपोस्टिंग कई तरह से की जाती है, स्टेनलेस स्टील के बिन में भी की जाती है, क्ले पॉट में भी की जाती है, प्लास्टिक की बाल्टी में भी की जाती है। सो देयर आर लॉट ऑफ दीज, बट कंपोस्टिंग के लिए सिर्फ ये नहीं होता है कि एक डब्बा ले लिया एंड उसमें पील्स डाल दिए। देयर हैज टू बी सर्टेन छोटे छोटे वेज, कोई बहुत ज्यादा बड़े बड़े साइंटिफिक वेज नहीं है, छोटे छोटे वेज। सो इनके बारे में थोड़े से डिटेल्स हम लेंगे आरती से। सो आरती, so we will be asking Dr. Aarti about composting, especially because जब मैंने आपकी प्रोफाइल देखी तो बायो एंजाइम्स एंड वर्मीकंपोस्ट एंड लीफ सेग्रीगेशन के अलावा मुझे खुद दो नई चीजें सीखने को मिली, which was bokashi and जीवामृता. So Aarti, tell us your views and your journey into composting and why do you love it so much?
Okay. So I get really excited when I hear the word compost. Although मैं रोज composting करती हूँ, but somebody says compost, so I start becoming really happy.
I can see it on your face. I can see it on your face.
So that's like serotonin for me, the happy hormone. Okay. तो जब भी मेरा झगड़ा होता है मेरे हस्बैंड के साथ, I go to my composting area and then after 30 minutes I'm absolutely fine. So that's my trade secret. Composting.
Okay.
So then क्या हुआ? I was traveling to a village again for awareness and rainwater harvesting awareness के लिए जा रही थी and there was a lorry in front of me, छोटी जो mini truck or mini lorry whatever, और उसमें बहुत सारा कचरा था and it was smelling because हम लोग उनके पीछे थे and I was wondering where this vehicle is going. तो उन्होंने पास वाले लेक में वो कूड़ा जो है वहाँ जाके खाली कर दिया.
Okay.
So I realized मैं एक एक ड्रॉप, एक एक अमूल्य बूंद के लिए लड़ रही हूँ, telling people to save it. आप लोगों ने पूरा तालाब गंदा कर दिया. So I didn't have the courtesy to या फिर guts to ask them कि उन्होंने ऐसा क्यों किया. But later I started thinking कि इन लोगों के पास they don't have an option to empty it anywhere. It was a big crime for me जो उन्होंने वो तालाब जाके गंदा किया. But I couldn't ask them anything. Then I realized कि इन लोगों को पता नहीं है what to do with that wet waste. और mostly 65% of our waste, actually more, is organic waste जो compost हो सकता है.
हो सकता है.
People didn't know where to throw it, इसलिए उन्होंने जाके वहाँ पर रख लिया. And then I started thinking कि चलो let me see what I can do about. So actually my concern was saving the water of the lake. My concern was not composting. My concern was कि वो तालाब गंदा होने से मैं कैसे बचा सकती हूँ. And then I stumbled upon the profiles of Vanimurthy ma'am, Vasuki sir, Vasuki Avingar sir.
Yeah.
Where I saw them composting with worms. I saw them doing all different types of composting. And I must confess here कि 1-2 साल के लिए मैं पानी पूरा भूल गई थी. I was like totally into waste management that I got the name as Kachra Queen of Belgaum. मुझे कचरा क्वीन बुलाते हैं. Yes.
Okay.
I carry it with a lot of pride. I have no regret, so I don't feel bad or embarrassed about it. So I'm very happy.
Right.
So वैसे शुरू हो गया composting. And then I must really brag कि मैंने बहुत research किया. उस time पे internet, I'm talking about 2015-2016. उस वक्त not so much of internet. इतना we didn't have 5G. We didn't have this data available, internet available so easily. We had to go to that cafe. वहाँ पर जाके I went there. I used to do research कि कहाँ से सीखने को मिल सकता है. I saw many YouTube videos. I did a lot of R&D. बहुत ज़्यादा. And then I mastered it. I should say I mastered it. This is not with pride, but this is with a lot of satisfaction because मैंने उसमें बहुत अपना time invest किया to learn.
True.
And regular composting तो बहुत लोग करते हैं कि according to them, composting is just digging a hole in the backyard and putting all your waste inside it because you want to get rid of the waste. So I
Right.
did not want to get rid of my waste. I wanted to give that waste a new look. जैसे हम लोग अपनी ये पुरानी साड़ी फाड़ के रीमेक का लहंगा, we become so happy, मेरा प्रोडक्शन, I have done it. So I wanted to make the best of the waste that I got. इसीलिए I started all these things. Then I started telling people, मैंने इस पर अवेयरनेस शुरू की because I realized कि 65% से ज़्यादा organic waste, अगर आप मार्केट से you are buying fertilizers which have chemical in it, इससे better, why not you use your own kitchen waste and start making compost. And our state syllabus, our NCERT books, हमारे जो schools है, they all have waste management. बस एक पैराग्राफ और एग्जाम में बस 1-2 मार्क्स के क्वेश्चंस आते हैं उस टॉपिक से. What is the use of teaching them the theory if they are not well versed with the practical?
Right.
So इसलिए along with rainwater harvesting awareness, I started going to schools and teaching them how easy composting is, and बच्चों ने मुझे बना के दिखाया है. It was not like I just gave a lecture and I came off.
Wow.
But they actually did it in 60 days and they showed me कि हम लोगों ने बनाया है. Many of them continue till today to compost in their own house. मेरे पास proof है, testimony है, reviews है, बहुत कुछ है.
Wonderful.
So then I realized that composting also is not a small world. It's like a planet in itself. So I started digging deeper and then I fell in love with the earthworm. So मैंने vermicomposting शुरू किया and then there is an interesting thing called as bokashi. I think आपको भी पता नहीं था what bokashi is.
Right.
As the name sounds familiar with the Japanese name, so वहीं से शुरू हुआ था. It is an anaerobic way of fermentation. जैसे we have biryani, we have Hyderabadi biryani, we have Awadhi biryani, we have और कौन सी दिल्ली वाली बिरयानी, लखनऊ वाली बिरयानी, दम बिरयानी. तो composting में भी बहुत सारे varieties हैं to please everyone. So अगर I am a person who has lot of time, which is real, I have a lot of time, तो मैं रोज अपना aerobic venture कर सकती हूँ. I can check क्या हो रहा है, अगर कुछ गलतियाँ हो गई I can change it. But for those people जो सुबह 9 बजे निकलते हैं, शाम को 8 बजे घर आते हैं, who don't have time to daily keep stirring the bin, checking कि क्या हो रहा है, उनके लिए bokashi is the best method. So just empty all your waste into that डब्बा, उस पर माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिजम्स डालो जिसको हम लोग बोकाशी ब्रांड के नाम से जानते हैं. That is the name, bokashi. So bokashi's brand is nothing but a group of microorganisms which are made to compost in an anaerobic way. So इसको हम लोग fermentation बोलते हैं या digestion बोलते हैं. We don't call it composting. So it is for those people. Or like every biryani has, see I'm a foodie इसलिए मैं food की analogy दे रही हूँ. Every biryani has its what do you say, strengths and flaws, whatever. Some biryani is spicy, some is less spicy. So it may be composting, vermicomposting, aerobic or anaerobic में there is you choose something that suits you. अब I am an insane person, so I practice all possible methods because I have lot of time. But जिन लोगों के लिए possible नहीं है, if aerobic is not possible, try anaerobic. अगर anaerobic आप you don't want it, try vermicomposting. Vermicomposting हो रहा है, try leaf molding. मतलब soak करो.
Right.
So that is about bokashi. And you asked me about Jivamrut.
हाँ.
So Guruji Padma Shri Subhash Palekar. So he's a Padma Shri awardee. And he was a chemical farmer actually. मतलब chemical farmer as in conventional farmer जो अपने खेतों में chemicals use करते हैं. Long back, मतलब he 75 years old now. और उनको बहुत पहले मतलब in his early 40s or 50s उनको realize हुआ that we are using a lot of chemicals and this is not going to be the way of life. So I had to do something. 7 years उन्होंने एक जंगल में बिताए. 7 years with tribal people. He's from Amravati, महाराष्ट्र के है. And then वहाँ पर रह के he started learning things, looking. He tried to replicate the jungle model of agriculture. What is the meaning of jungle model of agriculture? In simple terms, least human intervention.
Okay.
So when we go to a jungle, we find the air is absolutely not polluted. We find the soil is very good. We find so many fruits we find variety of plants and trees there. तो जंगल में तो कोई जाके पानी नहीं देता होगा, जंगल में जाके भी डोंट स्प्रे
कोई खाद नहीं डालता, राइट
यस, तो व्हाई जंगल इज सो प्रोडक्टिव? तो उनको वही मॉडल रेप्लिकेट करना था इन हिज एग्रीकल्चरल मॉडल. तो वही किया, लीस्ट ह्यूमन इंटरवेंशन, नो यूजिंग मेनी मशीन, नो डिगिंग अप द सॉइल and trying to disturb the topsoil and killing the earthworms, and no using chemicals in a natural model. So jungle में usually we have all these animals, तो उनका जो potty है, उनका urine है, वो गिरते जाता है, it starts getting decomposed and वही बन जाता है fertilizer.
Right.
तो यहाँ पर we said the same thing. Get your goats, get your sheep, get your cows. Indian देसी breed cow को बोलो, वो भगवान मानते हैं, मैं भी.
Right.
देसी ब्रीड काउस को अपने खेतों पे लेते जाओ, डोंट मेक देम वर्क, जस्ट मेक देम गो अराउंड. उनका यूरिन गोमूत्र कलेक्ट करो, उनका काउडंग कलेक्ट करो, मिक्स फ्यू थिंग्स इन इट जो आपके घर में ही अवेलेबल है, जैसे बेसन और गुड़, फर्मेंट करो उसको. यूज नीम एज अ बायोपेस्टिसाइड, यूज ऑल द मटेरियल्स जो आप खाते हैं विच यू कैन ईट. द सेम थिंग यू कैन यूज, लाइक बेसन गुड़ हम लोग खाते हैं, नीम lot of things जो उन्होंने उनके जो पेस्टिसाइड वगैरह है जो वो बनाने सिखाते हैं, most of the things are easy.
Okay.
स्प्राउट यूज करते हैं, गुड़ यूज करते हैं, they use coconut water. तो वही उसी से you try and ferment and use that same thing in such a way that when you pluck a fruit from your farm, you can eat it without washing also. Now I challenge you, if you buy a fruit from the market today, can you eat it without washing?
No, I know. True.
So जीवामृत is the elixir. मतलब जैसे it is like everything a plant would need to increase its immunity. Like for example, COVID में there was no medicine available, but we took a lot of vitamin C just to improve our immunity such that the virus cannot harm us after a particular limit. So यहाँ पर भी जो जीवामृत है, it increases the immunity of plant in such a way that it will be least infected by pests. और अगर गलती से it is infected also, the product that you use as a pesticide also should not have chemicals. So natural farming के father is गुरुजी पद्मश्री सुभाष पालेकर, जिनके farming method में not even 1 or not even 0%, and I know this is wrong English, but still I have to make it really clear, 0% chemical. Wow. 0% chemical. And I say it again and again because people don't believe कि ये possible कैसे हो सकता है. But please come to my garden in Belgaum.
Okay.
I have a lot of plants, I have a lot of fruits, vegetables grown completely on cow dung and gomutra. Completely cow dung based.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. आरती, आपने अभी तक जो चीजें बोली उसमें से कुछ पॉइंट. सबसे पहली बात तो कचरा क्वीन, kudos to you and really inspiring journey, I must say. Whatever you are doing is commendable. दूसरी चीज, thanks for mentioning वर्म रानी and of course Iyengar sir, because मैंने उनका जब इंटरव्यू लिया था तो he is also doing a commendable job with his initiative of soil and health and composting. Again, coming to Subhash Palekar ji, thanks for introducing me ki unka, he is a Padma Shri awardee in natural farming, and as you said, stressing the word zero chemical. So yes guys, it is certainly possible. जिस तरह से आरती ने बोला कि they do exact forest replication. आप कभी सोचिए सच में फॉरेस्ट में कौन जा रहा है उनके ऊपर पेस्टिसाइड्स डालने, फॉरेस्ट में कौन जा रहा है उनके फर्टिलाइजर देने के लिए, कोई नहीं करता. तो इट इज अ नेचुरल प्रोसेस जो नेचर में चल रही है, उसी चीज को हमें भी अपने लिए अपनाना है. एंड एज आरती सेड कि ऑफ कोर्स शी हैज बीन डूइंग इट इन हर ओन टेरेस. सो गाइस, इट इज पॉसिबल. एंड अगेन वन थिंग जो आरती ने अभी थोड़ी देर पहले बोली, composting is a planet in its own. There are variety of ways of doing it. आप बायो एंजाइम बना सकते हैं. अगर आपके पास ऑरेंज लेमन पील्स है, कुछ तरह पील्स है, आप वही जिस तरह से उन्होंने कहा कि जैगरी और बेसन जो हमारे घर में मौजूद है उसको डालकर कुछ दिनों के अंदर बॉटल में आपको अपने नेचुरल क्लिंजर्स मिल सकते हैं. आप वर्मी कंपोस्ट कर सकते हैं. उसके बाद घर में इतनी चीजें निकलती हैं, जैसे हम सुबह से अगर आप शाम तक देखें किचन के कामों में इतनी चीजें निकलती हैं जो कंपोस्ट के लिए आई थिंक हमें से अमृत होती हैं. देन शी इंट्रोड्यूस अस टू बोकाशी कंपोस्टिंग एंड जीवामृत. सो गाइस, एज शी सेड, मुझे लाइन बहुत अच्छी लगी कि गाइस कुछ तो करो प्लीज। इतनी मुश्किल नहीं है। आप एक छोटे से कंपोस्ट पिट में स्टार्ट कर सकते हैं। कंपोस्टिंग के आजकल लेयर्ड बर्तन आते हैं, उसमें स्टार्ट कर सकते हैं। कुछ भी नहीं है तो आप अपने गमले में स्टार्ट कर सकते हैं, बट इट्स अ वेरी नेचुरल प्रोसेस एंड आई एम श्योर हमें ऐसा लगता है कि कोई अलग सी चीज है। नहीं दोस्तों, हमारे आई एम से इंडिया में तो खासकर हमारे पूर्वजों ने, हमारे दादी नानी, इन लोगों ने ये चीजें की हैं। आई स्टिल रिमेम्बर बचपन से, मुझे उस समय रीजन नहीं पता था, मैं उस समय इतनी इको अवेयर नहीं थी। माय मॉम यूज्ड टू कीप द गीला कचरा अलग ही ना, छोटा सा डस्टबिन, स्टील का उनका एक छोटा सा बर्तन होता था। सो आई ऑलवेज यूज्ड टू वंडर कि मैंने कहा तुम ये चाय पत्ती और ये बनाना पील्स, फ्रूट पील्स, वेजिटेबल पील्स कट के सब कुछ अलग क्यों रखती हो, कचरे में ही तो जाना है बिड्डी। शी सेड नहीं नहीं, गीला कचरा ना अलग देना। तब आई वॉज नॉट अवेयर कि कंपोस्टिंग क्या होती है, तब आई वॉज नॉट अवेयर कि सेग्रीगेशन क्या होती है। आई वॉज वेरी स्मॉल, बट विद टाइम आई रियलाइज कि ओके दे हैड द रीजन व्हाई दे आर डूइंग इट। दे हैड द रीजन कि आज हम क्या करते हैं, एक वो काली सी पॉलिथीन में घर का सारा कचरा इंसान डालता है एंड दे फॉरगेट इट व्हेन इट गोज आउट ऑफ देयर डोर कि व्हाट हैपेंस टू इट। बट गाइस, द जर्नी स्टार्ट फ्रॉम देयर ओनली। आप सोचिए कि जो बात में उसे सेग्रीगेट करते हैं, अगर आपने पहले ही गीले कचरे को सेग्रीगेट किया होगा या उसे आपने अपने कंपोस्ट में यूज कर लिया होगा, so you will not end up putting it in the garbage, you will not end up putting it as a waste, because it is not a waste, it is certainly a good thing if you use it for composting. And indeed, composting is a major step towards a better planet and organic farming. And by adapting to this method, we can turn what seems lifeless to something worth generating life. वो लगता कचरा है guys, but that can bring a nutritive value to your plants. Not only plants, आप टेरेस गार्डन है, रूफ टॉप्स हैं, आपने चाहे छोटे छोटे धनिया, पुदीना, इस तरह की सब्जियां ही क्यों ना लगाई हो, दिस कंपोस्ट इज रियली रियली वर्थ फॉर देम। एंड ग्लैड आरती कि आप कंपोस्टिंग को लेकर इतनी एंथुजियास्टिक हैं और इस तरह से अवेयरनेस स्प्रेड कर रही हैं। बहुत अच्छा लगा जान के आपकी पूरी जर्नी। और ये बात सुनकर मुझे एक कोट याद आता है बाय जॉफ लॉटन, दैट नेचर डिमांड्स अ गिफ्ट फॉर एवरीथिंग दैट इट गिव्स. So what we have to keep doing is returning, like leaves and compost materials, back to the soil. Then we are continuously giving the gifts to nature because we have a return cycle. जैसे कि return gift होता है, nature ने हमें अगर कुछ दिया है, so this compost is certainly a return gift to our earth. So guys, please be aware of your waste, especially the kitchen waste, because it can turn into a beautiful compost that can turn into a good fertilizer, manure, or your bioenzymes. So think about it, be aware of it. Glad. Thank you, Aarti. Well. मुझे समझ में नहीं आ रहा मैं आपसे किन किन चीजों के बारे में पूछूं, बिकॉज यू आर encyclopedia of a lot of sustainable activities. Okay, so guys, अमूल्य बूंद की जब हमने बात की थी, तो they have been involved in numerous activities, like हमने बात की रेन वाटर हार्वेस्टिंग की अवेयरनेस, एजुकेशन, awareness on organic farming, composting. So there are variety of things that they have been doing in a lot of activities. So Aarti, would you like to share few of your activities, what you have been doing under Amulya Boondh Foundation?
So besides doing all activities related to nature, we have done something close to nature but not exactly that. And when I think about sustainability, especially for my country, I always think about the people of my country. So this is a very interesting thing that we did in 2021 during the second wave of COVID, where many people due to lockdown lost their jobs, mostly daily wage workers. And because of the lockdown, we were all at home, but we wanted to do something. I will not use the word help here, but I would like to say I wanted to do something for the people, and the most important thing that they needed during that time was food. So what I did actually, let me brag about this. What I did was contacted some few like-minded people, very less people, and we asked in a WhatsApp group, we asked for opinions, ideas. And then some of them said that we could distribute food or ration, groceries. But when it comes to the bylaws of my NGO, I am a sustainable preacher, or someone who practices eco-friendly living, someone who teaches what is eco-friendly living to children. And how was it possible that I go out of the way? But the urge to be with the people of my country was so strong, so that I said that, come what may, आगे का आगे देखा जाएगा, let me just do what feels right at this moment. And so I just raised a cry for help on my Facebook and Instagram page, and I said this is what we are doing and we need donations. So before asking anybody else for donation, I got out all the money that I had in my savings, whatever I had, and I started purchasing grocery, very good quality stuff, nothing like donation hai, so just buy whatever you want, not like that. We purchase good quality, what rice I eat at home, the oil that I use at home, the same oil for them. We did not differentiate. And then it was God's grace or a blessing directly where, he said, let me also help you. And we got donations from outside the country also, of course, from Indians who were living abroad. And in no time, we could manage to make grocery kits for 600 families for 2 months. And along with that, we also realized that the restaurants, canteens, mess, all these things were closed. And there were many patients at the civil hospital who were getting good food from the hospital itself. But the relatives or the people who were accompanying these patients had no source of food. So we got in touch with another NGO at the district hospital, at our civil hospital in Belgaum, Mr. Angolkar, and we supplied food. So food supply does not mean leftover or some snacks or something. We used to get food made ready in the evening in a mess, in a home kind of a mess, home cooked food. And there were people who started donating food on their birthdays, on their auspicious days, special days. There was one lady I remember who said, it is my father's Shraddh. And he died due to COVID last year. And त्यांचा श्राद्ध है, and I would like to donate food, which was, kind of... It felt very warm, and of course we felt bad that but the strength that which we got from that, she said, I'm with you. And 100 packets of food every day to the civil hospital we did during that time. And what happened was, when we were giving these groceries, they all came packed in plastic. And I realized that my plan or my idea of sustainable living is all going waste. So what to do? And then one fine day I got a call from my friend. I wouldn't like to name her. She lost her job. She said, I don't have money right now to give you. I have money, but I cannot donate it because I lost my job too. But I have a lot of fabric. She had a lot of saris. She had a lot of dupattas. She had a lot of cotton curtains. I think fabric waste. I don't know where she collected it from, but she said, I can donate that. And then if you can donate it, why not many others? So we collected bed sheets, we collected bed covers and blankets, whatever possible from people. I washed it, sanitized it in my own house. And we got it stitched into bags, grocery bags, huge grocery bags, which could take around 10 kgs weight or more. And we got it stitched from the women, who work as assistants in a boutique or tailor shops, who had lost job again. So, we gave them ration, we gave them good amount of money per piece. We also gave them the necessary medicines if they wanted, and we got these bags in return, and we supplied grocery in these bags, not only in my city, but around 50-60 kilometers away from my city, also in villages where we got options. We also did something called as Davadan. So after recovery of COVID, by a patient who recovered from COVID, if he had a lot of medicines left, instead of that being thrown out, we collected that. We had a doctor in our group who used to sort the medicines according to the need and the expiry date, and we would give it to patients who needed that. Sustainability is actually, if you have to talk about sustainability or eco-friendly, it doesn't simply say, carry your own bag or carry your own water bottle. Nature is us, we are nature, we are part of nature, just like, a baby is part of the mother. So she's mother nature and we are all part of her. And if we are not able to take care of our fellow humans, then we are missing out on a big piece. So we did all that during COVID. And I kept my sustainability lessons on. We had a lot of these Eco Samvad, Amulya Eco Samvad, where we got in touch with ecopreneurs throughout India, right from Kerala. We had someone from Gujarat, we had someone from Delhi, home businesses which were not very famous, but they did something really nice, eco-friendly. So we had a talk with them, a samvad or a conversation with them, and we made sure that the products reached far and wide, their stories reached far and wide. So all in all, it has been a great journey. It has been a great experience working for Amulya Boondh. So much so that, like I earlier said, people don't know my real name is Aarti. They call me Amulya, and I also respond to when they call me Amulya, because Amulya means invaluable, and I think nature is really invaluable. We cannot pay back for whatever she has given us, and she will be giving us to us and so many generations to come, but we can at least try and acknowledge the gift of life that she's given us and be grateful to her. So I don't have any goal. Most people ask me where you see your company in 5 years, what you see yourself as 10 years. I see myself as a woman who's grounded, who loves nature crazily, and who would really want to protect nature, and who will make great efforts to see that nature is not harmed because of any human beings.
Wow, wow, wow.
So that is Amulya Boondh all about, and I wish to work more in the future. जैसे जैसे ideas आएंगे, I will adopt it, and I will keep going. Thank you for having me over.
Kudos. Aarti, you certainly is a one-man army, one-woman army, and you have been doing so many activities. And not only this, guys, if you go and check Amulya Boondh, they are available on Instagram, social media by the same name, Amulya Boondh. You can also follow them on their website, amulyaboondh.org. The spelling is AMULYABOONDH.org. Aarti and Amulya Boondh have been doing a lot of workshops also and many activities, like अभी उन्होंने जिस तरह से बताया, इस तरह की बहुत सी एक्टिविटीज वो करती हैं, जिसमें अभी हमने जब पॉडकास्ट स्टार्ट किया था तो उससे पहले वो मुझे बता रही थी कि अभी किस तरह से पिछले महीने उन्होंने पुराने क्लोथ्स एमपी महाराष्ट्र वगैरह से इकट्ठा किए, एंड दे सेंट देम फॉर मेकिंग स्कूल बैग्स एंड क्लोथ्स फॉर गवर्नमेंट स्कूल किड्स. सो दैट इज अगेन वन कमेंडेबल थिंग. She has been teaching about how one can switch to reusables and biodegradables and natural detergent. She has been focusing and telling and spreading awareness certainly for rainwater harvesting and water projects. And she has even Shramdan experiences, like she has one organized by Pani Foundation. So there are a lot of activities which she and under the team of Amulya Boondh has been making it possible for people to be more aware of their sustainable choices, for their eco-friendly lifestyle and their conscious living. And she certainly needs 3 cheers from me and my listeners for doing all these activities and taking Amulya Boondh ahead. And I really wish Amulya Boondh and Aarti a very, very best of luck for doing all these activities, and may you spread your wings all over India, all over the world, and let people be more and more aware of all these sustainable activities. Kudos to you, Aarti. मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगा ये सब जान के कि you are actually इंस्पायरिंग जर्नी, बहुत ही मोटिवेशनल जर्नी रही है कि आपने ये नहीं कहा कि अरे यार यहाँ जाना है मैं क्यों जाऊं, अरे यार ये करना है मैं क्यों करूं. यू आर ऑलवेज देयर कि ओके, जिस तरह से आपने अभी कोविड वाला एक्सपीरियंस शेयर किया या आपने इससे पहले कंपोस्टिंग का एक्सपीरियंस शेयर किया, यू नेवर लुक बैक कि नहीं ये नहीं हो सकता. तो आई थिंक यही इंस्पिरेशन, यही मोटिवेशन लोगों में चाहिए है कि अगर हमें कुछ करना है तो उसके पीछे पड़ना पड़ेगा. इसके लिए मुझे छोटा सा अभी सुबह ही मैंने एक मराठी की न्यूज पढ़ी थी कि बाग फुलवण्यासाठी खताची गरज पडते. खताची मीन्स इट्स कंपोस्ट व्हॉट वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट. सो गार्बेज टू गार्डन ही संकल्पना प्रत्यक्षात आणताना किचन वेस्ट व गार्डन वेस्ट यांचे विविधतेने व्यवस्थापन करू शकतो. आणि घरच्या घरी खत करण्याच्या विविध पद्धती आहेत आणि त्यातीलच एक म्हणजे डेव्हिल डायजेस्टर कंपोस्टिंग ड्रम. ही न्यूज मी आज सकाळीच वाचली की टेरेस गार्डन डेव्हिल डायजेस्टर कंपोस्टिंग ड्रम हा खूप ट्रेंडिंग होऊन राहिलेला आहे. सो देर आर लॉट ऑफ दीज काइंड ऑफ एफर्ट्स विच आर गोइंग ऑन. आई थिंक अवेयरनेस इज द मेन थिंग जो ऑफ कोर्स आप फुल फ्लेजेडली और दिल से मन से कर रही हैं, एंड आई एम रियली रियली हैप्पी टू नो अबाउट ऑल दीज थिंग्स. अच्छा, एक चीज और पूछना चाहूंगी, डू यू हैव लाइक एनी teachings or workshops also under Amulya Boondh or as a Aarti to share these, or like other than social media?
You asked me whether I have a book or something where all this is documented.
Yeah, either a book, or do you have any workshop, or do you have any place where people can contact you to be more tips with all these things?
Yeah, so I do a lot of workshops. जो मेरे there's another website called amulyaboondh.com, and I have shared my NGO's number on Facebook, Instagram, everywhere. So लोग directly मुझे contact करते हैं. And then I actually go to their school. So मैं पुणे गई हूँ. I've been to Bangalore. I have been to places around here. I've been to Delhi in 2018 for water conservation. So I just don't take online programs. I actually started with offline. So अभी मैं क्या करती हूँ? I just don't give a lecture. I go to the school. I tell the children कि you get kitchen waste, you get something from your house, you get starter from your house, you get a bin, and we take fruits. हम लोग वहीं पर fruit salad बनाते हैं. We eat it, and the waste जो है वहीं पर बच्चे कंपोस्ट करके मुझे दिखाते हैं. And I don't only take workshops for this, but any जो school शुरू होने से पहले they have this welcome meetings and all that stuff. वहाँ पर भी I take workshops, and many of them feel like you that the journey is very inspiring. So इनको सुन के maybe you also get inspired. But I think inspiration doesn't come from just listening to somebody. You can be your own inspirer. मतलब if that's correct English.
Indeed, बिल्कुल.
You just can't listen to few people talking and say that okay अभी मैं भी inspire हो जाऊंगी. No, you have to push yourself. Have to push yourself. So yes, people can contact me directly on my mail ID, on Instagram, DM, anywhere.
Okay.
And I have traveled outside. That's what I'm trying to ask. I have traveled outside my state, outside my country. But yes, मैंने 2 online programs here in US, one in Canada, one in Indonesia, Bali.
Wow.
तो वहाँ मैं जा नहीं पाई, but yes.
All right, so you can contact me on my number directly. Instagram वर मला you can send me a DM, and website I'll get your messages, and I can travel to any part of the country and hold a workshop for you at an expert level, really nicely. Only one thing I expect in return from you is that you should have the desire and the passion to do it. And don't simply invite me because your department has told you to have a program. I've had many bad experiences where people just call me and say, "आप आ जाओ, बस हमें दिखाना है कि हमने किसी को बुलाया था." If that's the thing, then do not invite me. You should really have it in you, and trust me, when you do something for nature, nature does 100 times more for you, and I am a proof of it. So you have to trust me here.
Completely agree, Aarti, and so wonderful to know this journey. आपने बहुत सही कहा, because at times India में यही होता है कि सिर्फ एक किसी को इसलिए बुलाना है because कहा गया था. नहीं guys, please, this composting, this harvesting, this education, this awareness, it is for you yourself. ये किसी को दिखाने के लिए, किसी के लिए नहीं है, ये आपके खुद के लिए है. And like Aarti said, that she is available on social media. आपको मैंने जिस तरह से बताया, उनका Instagram handle is Amulya Boondh. You can even check their site amulyaboondh.org. Amulya Boondh is into rainwater harvesting at home and industries awareness. They are giving you composting awareness, how to do, where to do, what all queries if you have. I'm sure Aarti is always available, because there are a lot of composting methods, like हमने आज सुने aerobic, anaerobic, bokashi. So there are a lot of methods, and if you have any queries, if you have any questions regarding it, please feel free to contact her. She is also spreading awareness on chemical-free cleaners, natural fertilizers. And basically, Aarti is giving awareness at grassroots level. She is not only giving it कि ओके सिर्फ करना है. आई एम श्योर मुझे ही आज के पॉडकास्ट में इतनी चीजें सीखने को और पता चली है कि आई एम रियली लविंग योर जर्नी, द वे यू हैव हैंडल्ड. एंड Aarti is available to conduct any workshop or activities if you people are really keen to teach your students, be it school or college or department. So guys, think over it. अगर आपसे कोई पूछता है composting कैसे करें, क्या करें, so now you know whom you have to contact. Aarti is all the way available for you. And Aarti, it was such a lovely journey and such a lovely way you shared all the things about yourself and Amulya Boondh. I'm in awe of you. No wonder you are a one woman army, and soon I would love to someday meet you. बेलगाम ज्यादा दूर नहीं है, but okay, sure, I'll try someday. जरूर आपका टेरेस गार्डन पे चाय मेरे लिए ड्यू रही. So that's for sure. And thank you, Aarti. Thank you very much for your time. I wish you and Amulya Boondh all the very best for all the activities which you people are carrying on.
Thank you, Tatastu.
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल बिल्कुल। सो गाइस, बिफोर आई एंड अप, एक कोट है रूमी का कि द ग्राउंड्स जेनरोसिटी टेक्स इन आवर कंपोस्ट एंड ग्रोज ब्यूटी। ऑफ कोर्स हमारा कंपोस्ट या जो हम डालते हैं उससे एक ब्यूटीफुल ट्री, ब्यूटीफुल प्लांट, ब्यूटीफुल पौधे ही खिल के आते हैं। सो ट्राई टू बी मोर लाइक द ग्राउंड। एक धरती, एक जमीन, एक ग्राउंड की तरह बनिए एंड एक अच्छी ब्यूटीफुल चीज को ग्रो होने दीजिए, अपने अंदर से पनपने दीजिए। सो गाइस, दैट्स ऑल फॉर टुडे। पंचतत्व गर्ल विल बी बैक विद मोर किस्से कहानी एंड सिमिलर इंस्पायरिंग, मोटिवेशनल, सस्टेनेबल, इको फ्रेंडली स्टोरीज। तब तक अपने वेस्ट को सेग्रीगेट करना बिल्कुल मत छोड़िएगा, और हाँ, कंपोस्टिंग की कोशिश जरूर कीजिएगा। लाइक आरती दे, कुछ तो करो गाइस। कंपोस्टिंग इज अ प्लैनेट एंड यू आर इन दैट प्लैनेट। ट्राई इट, इट्स नॉट रॉकेट साइंस। बहुत इजी है, बहुत सिंपल है, और आपके किचन के अंदर ही वो चीजें मौजूद है। सो आज के लिए इतना ही। थैंक यू, प्रणाम, नमस्कार, बाय बाय।